What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I'm going to be giving my beginner tips and tricks for Crash Team Racing. Now, what I want to do in this video is, like I said, give it for people that are just getting into this game, just jumping into this game, whether you've played the original Team Racing. So they're going to be kind of baseline tips and tricks for just jumping into this game. If you guys like that and you guys want me to make more in-depth video tips and tricks, kind of talking about the maps or the characters, I am going to be making more, or I want to make more. But leave it in the comments below if you guys want to see maybe like an expert tips and tricks or just going more in depth. Because again, I'm going to kind of go over just generic things, kind of things you guys need to know about this game, need to know about the style of how you play this game going into it. So let's jump right in. Crash Team Racing, for the first thing I think you should definitely know if you're jumping into it, if you've never even played it before, is this is not Mario Kart. This isn't even close to Mario Kart. The game functions very, very differently. One, it is a smaller amount of people. There's only 8 players per race, but the handling of the kart itself is very, very different. It's heavier. The boost works very, very different, where there's firstly no drift. You can't drift off behind somebody to gain like an extra speed boost. There's no such thing as that in Crash. So going behind somebody really has next to no success, or has no reason for you guys to be doing that, especially because it kind of leaves you very, very vulnerable to power-ups. And power-ups in this game, you know, in a way, I do want to maybe make a video talking about this versus Mario Kart. There's not as many items in Crash as there are in Mario Kart, and there's not that many defensive weapons in this game. There's really a lot of attack weapons, and the weapons are definitely tailored to attack your enemy. So if you're going right behind somebody, you can expect to have them drop a potion or drop a TNT barrel, which you can of course jump multiple times to get that TNT barrel off your head. But going back to the drifting real fast, the best way to gain speed in this game, you know, there is one power-up or one like item that you can get that is like that nitrous boost that you can actually use to gain some speed. The best way in this game to gain speed is 2 things. One is nailing jumps. The higher you're in the air, the faster you're going to go when you land. So you really do want to perform those kind of stunts when you do a big jump. You need to do that to gain those speed boosts. But the boost, the actual drifting boost, when you hit one of R1 or L1 or LTRT if you're on the Xbox One, or I don't even honestly know what is on the Nintendo Switch, but whatever you're pressing to start your drift, you press the other button and you can press it up to 3 times. The higher you get it, the closer to that perfect meter that you can see in the bottom right hand of your screen, the better. So you want to try and nail it all the way perfect 3 times in a row. If you do that, you get a massive, massive speed boost, the fastest that you will ever get in this entire game. And another thing you should know is, unlike Mario Kart, is these characters are, they're all personalized. They all have their own meters of what they're good at. Some characters, and again, I want to make this video in the future, like the best characters in this game. Some characters are faster than others. Some characters are way worse at taking turns than others. So you want to kind of customize who you're going to play as based on your playing style. You know, you can really play as certain players in this game and just go straight. You don't even have to do the boost. You don't have to do any drifting or anything. If you play in kind of like a straightforward manner, you can do that with certain characters, and some characters are going to be better than others. So if you're on like a one-on-one race with somebody, they can in fact go faster than you, and that's just because of the character they pick. So you really got to watch out for that. Other tips and tricks, and this is really the case for any you know, kart racing game in general, is know the map. You need to start memorizing the map so you guys know basically just how it works, everything about it. You need to know where those speed pads are, those green pads that make you go faster. You want to know where each of those are. You want to know how to take your turns. And again, you know, the drifting in this game is very, very different. It locks you basically into the drift. You can't really control how far out your kart goes when you start that drift. So when you lock yourself into a drift, you're really stuck. And again, unlike Mario Kart, because you can't control it, turning, going, you know, actually like making turns in this game is, in my opinion, it's much, much more difficult. You really have to time it just right, because when you start doing that drift, or when you jump and turn your kart, you jump and you do that immediately. It's not like a gradual thing. So you can really hit a wall and be very stopped and stopped for a very, very long time and lose your position in this game. And I have found personally against AI, against humans, whatever, it is very, very hard to get back into the race if you are very far behind. If you're in 8th place and there's a good amount of space in between you in 8th place versus 7 and the entire pack, you're most likely going to stay there. It's a lot harder in this game to rejoin the pack. Unlike Mario Kart, where you can get that, that wheel of all of the power-ups that you can use, there's nothing like that here that really can get you all the way back up. So you really have to make sure that, when you're in the pack, you stay in the pack, you don't fall too far behind. But again, going back to the memorization of the map, it's a thing I think you need to do for all these kart racers. You need to know when to take your turns, so you need to know when the turns are. And I think the best way of doing this, there's a lot of maps in this game. There's 25 characters, and there are quite a few maps because they're taking it from a lot of different crash racing games. The best way of doing it, I think, is the story mode, adventure mode, and it's doing, or even, you don't even have to do the adventure mode. You can do just kind of like the single player stuff where you can do the CTR challenges or the relic races, all of those, because most likely you're going to do those a ton of times. I did a CTR race, and I did the one map, I think I probably did it 10 to 12 times in order to complete the CTR race. And let me tell you, at this point, I know that map from start to finish now. I know the shortcut, I know where to make the jump, and I know where to make my turns. That's the best way to do it. Playing the map over and over and over again until you learn, like basically what I just said, everything about it. Where are the power-ups? Where is that jump that can get you ahead? Where's the best place to use your drift? Where's that, a lot of maps have shortcuts. Where's the shortcut and how do I do it? Do I need a boost here? Is there a jump somewhere? Those are all things you definitely need to know, again, in order to, I think, elevate your game. Because if you know the map, then you know everything to expect. If some maps have those kind of obstacles in the way that'll attack you, you need to know those things. And if you do, I think that definitely puts you at an advantage over everybody else. And knowing the power-ups too, or knowing like the abilities that you can get, you only have one at a time. And I really do like an aspect of this game is where you can use one, say you have like that bomb that rolls, you can use that not only to hit somebody but also to hit an item, so you can get a new item from that if you time that right. So you really want to use that, and you want to be aware that this game is it's weird in a way where when you get hit, most times, most items that hit you, you still end up going forward. You don't actually really stop. There's very select and very small times where you actually stop in place, or say like the timer when it slows down time. Something like that obviously really, really slows you down. But there's very few items in this game that put you at a complete stop. Most items have you bounce going forward. And so, I personally find that when I'm using an item, don't expect to get vastly ahead of somebody because you hit them with an item, especially the AI, who are very, very good in this game. This game is pretty darn difficult, even on like medium difficulty, and don't even get me started about hard. The AI will definitely attack you, and also, again, if you're using the item both online or just, against an AI, don't expect you to gain a significant amount of ground just because you hit an enemy. I find that I have to use 2 or 3 weapons. I think that's why they give you 2 or 3 missiles or 3 bombs or whatever. I think that's why they give it to you, because really it doesn't slow them down all that much. You have to hit somebody repeatedly. At the same time, it seems like when you get hit yourself, it does slow you down. It's one of those things where it's kind of weird, where when you hit somebody else, it doesn't seem to slow them down, but when they hit you, it slows you down. But guys, that is pretty much it for my tips and tricks. Again, it's all about speed. This game is all about speed and gaining as much speed as possible. Drifting really is the best case scenario, and nailing those boosts, again, doing them 3 times in a row, that's the best way to become the fastest in this game. Nailing those jumps, things like that. But this game, very, very deep. There's a lot to do in this game. Again, there's a lot of aspects. There's the CTR races, relic races, there's the adventure mode. You gain credits for basically everything you do in this game, which I do really like. And then you go to the store that seems to just be in-game currency. You can't buy it with real-world money, which is awesome. And you unlock skins, you unlock characters. So there is a lot to this game. So again, guys, in the comments below, let me know. I do want to make a video on like the best maps, best characters, best weapons. I want to make those kind of videos. Let me know if those are kind of videos that you want me to do. I wanted to start with these basic tips and tricks, kind of just talking about the game in general, things you guys guys need to know. I'm just to kind of get started and see what people are thinking and see if there's support in me wanting to make other videos in this series. I do want to talk about Crash Bash as well. That's going to be tomorrow's video. So we have tons of Crash Team Racing videos coming up over the next week. We're live streaming the game. We're giving the game away on our channel. So we got a ton of stuff we want to do with this game. We're very, very excited for it. So we hope you guys are liking it. We hope you guys, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And I hope to see you in tomorrow's video.